Welcome back to The Art of Natural Beauty, episode number 10. Hey guys, welcome back to The Art of Natural Beauty. Today is Wednesday, the 18th of October, and while you're viewing this episode, I'm actually going to be up in Copper Harbor in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. And I was kind of going back and forth on where I was going to go this year with my fall photo trip. And I've been to Copper Harbor. I was there last October. I was there this summer. And I was kind of toying with the idea of returning back to the Porcupine Mountains, and it's still technically in the Keweenaw Peninsula of Michigan. It's a little bit further west, closer to the Wisconsin border. And that's a great park. I've shot some images there in the past, and also did one of my photo trip series. Actually, kind of the first one I put together was in the Porcupine Mountains. So you can go back and check out that episode. I'll put a link to that here if you want to check that one out. So I was kind of toying with the idea of, where to go. I even really thought about going back up into the Arrowhead region, Cook County in Minnesota and the Lake Superior North Shore. But that was a little bit further of a trek, and I don't really have the time to spend on this trip that I did with my summer trip. So just going to be going from October 16th through the 21st. And, I decided, hey, I love Copper Harbor. I'm just drawn to this area. I know it. I'm familiar with it. There's some ideas that I have that I kind of want to pick up on where I left off over the summer, some places I'd like to revisit, and some spots that I haven't actually seen yet in that area. So kind of rolled the dice and said, I'm just going to go back to Copper Harbor. It just seems to be calling. So Porcupine Mountains will still be there. And, if I do decide, I could take a day trip over to the Porkies. It's only about an hour and a half, probably about an hour and 45, somewhere around that range of time to get over there. So not a big deal if I decide to go over there. And the second thing I wanted to do was I decided, hey, I haven't done one of these yet, and a lot of other folks are doing them. So I wanted to do my first contest giveaway. So what I figured would be a good thing to start with was these lock sack bags that I talked about in the episode where I kind of reviewed my low pro backpack. And these are great. This is a variety pack right here. They're waterproof up to 60 meters or 200 feet, watertight, lockable Ziploc type bags. And I use them to keep my film in. But lots of different uses, keys, phones, whatever you have in your pocket, things that you just don't want to get wet. So if you're in and around the water working with film, great thing to keep your film isolated in and keep it dry. Or if you're going to keep it in the cooler and try to keep it cold and keep it on ice, you can actually do that with these lock sacks. I had a experience where I was shooting in North Carolina at Graveyard Fields, and I was shooting with the 4x5, and I always kept my film holders in these Ziploc bags. And so the Ziploc bag, unbeknownst to me, while I was kind of composing and making a couple exposures with the rest of my film, had kind of slipped down into this little stream of water that I was shooting, and flowed down and landed in a pool and sunk to the bottom of that pool. And of course, the Ziploc bags had been used for a while, so they did not keep the water out, and all that film was ruined, and that was kind of a bummer. But with these guys here, much more industrial. They're made for this snow, sand, humidity, water. Really great product, made in the USA. So this is a variety pack of several different sizes. So if you want to enter to win the lock sack, that's LOKSAK, head on over to my website, jasonrobertjones.com/contact. And in the contact field, put in your name, your email, and then in the subject, just put in lock sack contest. And then in the body and the message, just go ahead and put in your name and your shipping address where you would like the ship to. And on the October 25th, we'll announce the winner of the lock sack, and then we'll get that out to you, the lucky winner, shortly after. So excited to have my first contest. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how much response we generate from this. But anyway, going to move forward with the episode. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about location redundancy. And when I say location redundancy, I kind of mean a lot of photographers are kind of known for their photography in certain regions and certain areas. And it can kind of seem redundant as compared to some other photographers that have more of a, I guess, a palette for travel. And so when you see, a certain photographer, they're known for certain areas, such as, say, Clyde Butcher. He's really known for photographing his large black and white 8x10 and 11x14s in the Florida Everglades. And the same can be said about Ansel Adams, which he did have some variety, but he's kind of known for shooting in the Yosemite Valley. And if you look at a lot of my work, you're going to see, a lot of repetitiveness with the Great Lakes regions, with Lake Michigan, with sand dunes, shorelines, trees in fall color, waterfalls and rivers, and then, rocky outcrops along Lake Superior and that type of thing. And that's just, that's my region, that's home for me, and that's where I shoot a lot. And it can kind of, I think, sometimes be misconstrued as a negative when someone's portfolio is consistent of images from a certain region and it's not a broader portfolio of more travel and various different locations. And I kind of want to state that it really isn't a negative. It is great to have diversity in your portfolio. And I think even if you look at a lot of the folks that are traveling a little bit more, we'll just use Ian Plant as a reference here. But you look at those guys that are traveling a lot, and even though they have a little bit more diversity in their portfolios, they're still kind of going back to the same places. So you'll see Patagonia, Iceland, Bolivia, Zion, various places like that are going to come up more often, Norway. But generally, it's a lot of the same return to those places. So the palette may be a little bit broader, but it still seems that a lot of those folks, and again, that changes and they branch out into new areas. And we certainly all strive to and should strive to do that. But it really kind of comes down to getting to know your backyard, getting to know the region and where you live, and building your skills as a photographer and honing your craft in your backyard. You're gonna, you don't have to, I guess the point is you don't have to go out to Zion National Park. You don't have to go to the Sleeping Bear Dunes. You don't have to go to Iceland to become a better photographer and to build your skills. And you really want to use the area around you and whatever's as close to you. I mean, even if that's, an hour drive or 2 hours drive, or even if it's a 5-hour drive, that area that you keep returning to time and time again, different stages of the year, different seasons, different conditions are going to occur. And as you do that, you're going to learn that area. You're going to see how the light falls on the landscape in these areas. You're going to see how it is affected by the different seasons and different conditions. And you're going to kind of be presented with a way of, honing and continuing to work on compositions that you're familiar with, but just kind of tightening them up a little bit more and just tweaking little aspects of them. And so by returning to these places, you're giving yourself a better opportunity to, one, become a better photographer and to learn the landscape, but also to capture that ultimate pristine image that we all strive to catch, that, the coup de grace, that just masterpiece image. Because if you're going to return to, say, Copper Harbor, twice a year for a week each, and you're going to get to know that area and that landscape really well, and you're going to have some compositions that work and things that you want to try in the future. And, that week that you're there may not yield the best light. It may not yield the best conditions. Every time you return, it's going to be different and your photography is going to look different. But if you keep returning to these places, you're going to be rewarded eventually with an image that is amazing, because all the planets are going to align. You're going to be there at the right time, the right season, the right light, the right conditions, in atmosphere. All these things are going to come together and you're going to, in your composition, you're going to know, well, you're going to be able to get there and set up the shot and already know in your head what you want this image to look like. You're just kind of waiting for the right conditions. So you will be rewarded for doing so. And also, as you continue to work in your region or certain area, you're going to be known for photographing in that region. People are going to know, hey, you're the guy that's always, out shooting in the dunes, or you're the guy that's always out in Zion shooting, or you're the guy that's in Iceland all the time, or you're the guy that's, in the state park, here in the local state park, that's just getting these amazing images and really telling the story of our area. So, redundancy is a good thing because it's muscle memory. It's continuing to work and hone your craft. It's education of your craft and your trade. And that's really the best way to become a better photographer, is to keep working on the same drills over and over, just as you would in sports. You're going to go through the same drills in sports, whether it's, learning to dribble a basketball or taking jump shots or free throws, or, going up to bat or pitching. You're going to go through the same drills over and over and over again. And it's going to seem redundant and it may seem mundane, but you're bettering yourself. You're building up your skills. You're becoming better at your trade, at what you do. And for that, you're going to be rewarded. So don't think about location redundancy as a negative. Don't think of, gosh, I'm always shooting in the dunes, and I know it's another shot of the dunes, but let's take a look at this. Here's me on the Sleeping Bear Dunes here. Here's me. There's so much in these areas and so many different aspects you can concentrate on that it doesn't matter where it is. Your photography is going to continue to evolve and be different and continue to tell the story of that area. I mean, you can shoot, large sweeping landscapes. You can shoot intimate landscapes up close, just little textures and aspects, leaves, rocks, small little, pieces of the pie, or the big grandiose landscape. And again, different seasons. What's it look like in winter? What's it look like in the fall? What about spring, summer? Different atmospheric changes coming in, heavy, thick fogs and just real thick atmosphere maybe in the spring as things are melting. The summer and the beautiful golden light that you're getting on the landscape. Late summer thunderstorms, big clouds gathering. Fall, different, again, more of a darker, contrastier tones, darker skies, moodier atmospheres, golden leaves. Just all these changes through time, winter, desolate, barren. So lots to think about when you're out there in these landscapes and continue to work these landscapes. So it's not a negative, it's a strength. And I just want to set that tone for you guys. Again, you should strive to, diversify yourself and continue to go into areas that are new to you. And, that's going to help build you, and it's going to take you out of your comfort zone. And of course, that is going to make you a better photographer as well. But again, work in these areas that you're used to, get used to these places and tell their story, and then move on, and then continue to come back. I plan on a trip to Iceland. I was hoping for 2018, probably not going to happen in 2018, but maybe 2019, 2020, certainly in the next 3 years. Never been to Iceland before. It's going to be an amazing experience. Seen lots of images from there, and I'm excited to go. And at my first time, I hopefully will be blessed with some nice stuff. But as I continue to go, I'm going to really know that landscape over there. I'm going to know that area. I'm going to know what times to be there, how the light's going to change as as our Earth shifts and the light transfers from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere as we go into winter and into summer, and so all these different things are going to play heavily on the outcome of your photography. But again, continuing to get familiar with places and continuing to try to tell the story of those places the best that you can is really a huge plus, and it's going to really improve your photography, vastly improve it. I guarantee it. So, get out there, figure out a place that's close to you, or certainly within your region, that's inspiring to you, and kind of claim it, own it for yourself. Be the guy that's, out there shooting that location, or the gal that's out there shooting that location, and hammer it into the ground, be known for it. It's okay. and continue to think about improving and sharing your work with others, and then branch out from there as you go. So that's kind of my piece of advice for you today on this episode. Looking forward to this giveaway. It's going to be kind of fun. It's the first one, and we'll continue to do that in the future and try to get more interaction. Any comments, questions you have, please drop them in the comment section below. And again, I'll put a link down to the website, also my website, where you can go to the contacts page and enter in this photo contest as well in the description. But anyway, that's about all I've got to say for today. So I'm out shooting right now in northern Michigan in the Keweenaw Peninsula, and I'm hoping I'm going to come back with some good shots from that. But until we speak again, thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and enjoy the art of natural beauty. If you like the content of this channel, or my large and medium format landscape photography, and would like to help contribute to my endeavors, you can do so by heading over to jasonrobertjones.com/patron and then clicking on the link. Or you can simply click on the Patreon link in the banner above on this channel. As always, thank you for your support, and enjoy the art of natural beauty.